This video is sponsored by Skillshare. The first 1,000 people to sign up with the link in the description will get 1 month of free access to thousands of courses. Kendrick Lamar is an artist that we all know too well. He emerged into the industry in 2004 at the mere age of 16. From there he connected with Top Dawg Entertainment and helped build up the group over the last 17 years. Between then, he would release Overly Dedicated, Section 80, Good Kid Maad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn, which would award him 13 Grammys, also ranking his past 3 projects on the top 500 greatest albums of all time. His most recent album, Damn, won him a Pulitzer Prize, making him the first non-jazz or classical artist to win this award. In every way, he's broken records, and not only influenced hip-hop but reshaped the entire music industry. All while not forgetting his hometown, Compton, being the most influential voice out of the city since the 90s, which was rewarded by being given the key to the city for representing evolution and embodying the new vision for Compton. There are few artists that have made this impact over the last decade and a half, but we wouldn't hear from Kendrick much at all after Damn. He played one US show in the last 2 years, and only has one image posted on his social media. Other than Baby Keem's recent album, we haven't really heard much from him other than a few features. So I asked myself, why did Kendrick Lamar go missing? I wanted to look over the subject matter of his last few projects and how they'll ultimately lead to his final project. In Good Kid Maad City, Kendrick is the good kid living amongst the Mad City, which is Compton. He steals his mom's van to meet up with this new girl, Shireen, where lust turns to love. The plot of this album is scattered like a Tarantino film, but after a strong few listens, it's easy to understand what's going on. The overall purpose of this album is that Kendrick turns to music as a way out of Compton, one of the very few things that he can actually have. Although this is nearly a given, this aligns very similarly to his real life. Kendrick did grow up in Compton. In the skits, we follow K-Dot, who evolves into the great MC Kendrick Lamar. Throughout this journey, he provides one of the most well-documented experiences of growing up in this area, next to some of the greats that did the same over 30 years ago. This freshman album kicks off the timeline in a very strong fashion. The overlaid phone calls with his mother, gang altercations, and casual conversations with his friends really brings us into this first-person narrative. It was a part of his life. It paved the way for his career, and we loved every second of it. In To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick craves the newfound wealth and fame and is open to being exploited financially through this pursuit. In this journey, he quickly finds himself at the bottom, where he wants to end his own life. Trying to bounce back, he finds Lucy, short for Lucifer, asking for a quick fix to sell his soul, but later finds God and looks for leadership. He goes back to South Africa and reconnects with his roots. He learns self-acceptance and pursues his spiritual journey towards doing good. Damn is essentially a play, a look of exaggeration among Kendrick's entire life, through each of his feelings. It plays into the chronological story throughout each album. It acts like a self-critique of his core, his feelings, something that has traveled with him for his whole life, and has been a product of his environment since the days of growing up in Compton. The reason that I went through each of his albums is because each one is like an act or a puzzle piece in his life. On August 21st of 2021, he broke this silence. Through an Instagram post, he pronounced Oklama, which would be his final chapter of TDE. He stated more specifically that while the world around me evolves, I reflect on what matters the most, the life in which my words will land next. As I produce my final TDE album, I feel the joy to have been a part of such a cultural imprint after 17 years. The struggles, the success, and most importantly, the brotherhood. May the Most High continue to use Top Dawg as a vessel for candid creators, as I continue to pursue my life's calling. Although rather cryptic, he's already shown us in the past what this really means. The life in which my words will land next is clearly an ode to the only one who will carry on his roots, his daughter, which was born in mid-2019. We also find the answer to why he went missing in the same note. I go months without my phone. Love, loss, and grief have disturbed my comfort zone, but the glimmers of God speak through my music and family. We don't hear from him because he chooses to stay away from the media, contrary to what some do in the same field as him. Kendrick doesn't possess the hunger of attention from others. All he needs is God, music, and family. which is likely what we'll see a lot of in the next project. There's something special about going to a celebrity's social media to find nothing. Their next move means so much more to us. There's an actual feeling of anticipation in every single move. He's working with his family quite literally, especially with his most recent feature, Family Ties and Range Brothers, coming from his cousin Baby Keem's project, The Melodic Blue. He further alludes another reason why he stays away from social media, where he says when the hoes get bored and the points ain't score, you're gonna live in this world confused, referring to the metrics on social media such as likes, comments, shares, etc. Once they're gone, you'll feel empty in this world. This goes on to the theme of not relying on anything synthetic. Like he stated, he goes months without a phone. The other track that he's featured on off the same album is called Family Ties, which was shown during the PGLANG teaser. PGLANG is another avenue he's referring to when he states he's pursuing his life calling. PGLANG is like no other company. It is at service to creators and projects that selflessly speak with and for the shared experiences that connect us. Their literal focus is raw expression. They do this by unplugging and uplifting the youth. Although we've only been given so much information, from what I see, its identity aligns with the idea of disconnect from technology and spiritual awakening. This is further proven in this said teaser, where Baby Keem sits down to embrace the present and tells Yara Shahidi to do the same, and they just enjoy the moment. The video proceeds to focus on the present, overlaid by a muffled out Eckhart Tolle, a spiritual teacher, stating that when you are identified with something that you're not, it always leads to suffering and unhappiness, which is the audio playing over a bunch of kids glued to their phones from day to night. The video ends with Kendrick laying on a lamppost, transitioning to a few dozen kids doing the same, embracing the present, disconnecting from both the future and the past, which is the underlying goal of the newly dedicated project, PGLANG. Like stated before, Good Kid Maad City was growing up as K-Dot from Compton into Kendrick Lamar. To Pimp a Butterfly was the upcoming of fame, and Damn was reflecting on each stage of emotion found through the many stages of his life. What we'll see next is even stated in the video with Eckhart Tolle, right before the phone scene. When we grow up, we begin to identify things. We identify a sense of who we are from these certain things. This new Kendrick is on a spiritually awoken journey, and has the goal of showing others this same path. As quoted from Tolle, in order to transform the world, we must render the necessary transformation within ourselves. PGLANG is looking to filter that overstimulated influence that we receive all day, and fuel what is raw. For what to expect from this final project, CEO of TDE stated that, with this being Dot's last album on TDE, this is more of a victory lap, a celebration. I know that he'll be successful in whatever he decides to do, and will have our full support. One of those things that we can guarantee that he decides to do is the newly founded PGLANG. So when does this all go down? When do we see Kendrick again? All of that is a part of the anticipation. But at the beginning of November, he played a show in Vegas after a 2-year hiatus of any US show, leaving us with till next time. And by next time, I mean very soon. Which is a big enough hint for us that 2022 will be his year. And mark my words, we're gonna see something very big. Now I wanna hear from you guys. What's your favorite project from Kendrick? Also, what's your favorite song out of his entire discography? Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys.